Running a Fever, episode 56. Today we're going to talk about a small victory in the battle against metabolism, or the battle for metabolism. And we're going to talk about inversion. My name is Michael Davis. I've lost 70 pounds, 8 inches on my waist. I've gone from being sedentary couch potato to being kind of a fitness nut, actually. And all of this at the age of 52. It's a beautiful day here, and it started out, when I left my house this morning, it was 29 degrees. Now it's 49, but the sun is just blazing. Not a cloud in the sky that I can see right now. Just a beautiful day, and I'm gonna head out to the marina. I'm gonna start there because I think it's gonna be a great day for pictures, and I haven't done my 2-miler out there recently, so we're going to go do that. Hydration report, kind of moderate hydration today, and I feel kind of thirsty right now, but I have been hydrating throughout the day, so probably okay. So what do I mean by a small victory? Well, the battle is to regain my metabolism after the rapid weight loss that I've experienced in the last few months. So really, the metabolism is the territory, and the battle is for this territory. And the victory was, today, I was down 1.8 pounds from yesterday. Not because I starved myself. I am at a relatively higher calorie intake level than I have been, but also lower than I need to be. I continue to keep track of my calories. I really believe you have to do that in order to make this process work, and I'm determined to get back to where I should be in metabolism, and probably around 1,800 calories per day. But yesterday was a little over 1,000 calories. The previous 2 days were about 1,200 and 1,100, so I've been trying to step down about 100 calories a day to see if I can start losing weight. Then, from that, try to adjust it until I maintain my weight. Or I could reduce my exercise, because really this week, since I was still gaining a little bit, not a lot of weight. I think we were down to 115 even, something like that. Down a pound and 1.8 pounds. That's pretty cool. I expect this to be moderately busy today because it's such a beautiful day, but not crazy busy because it's not yet 3 o'clock in the afternoon. All right, so we're just gonna kind of say, well, I'm coming up on the half-mile marker. Just gorgeous. Water's pretty calm. I don't see a lot of ducks out there. There's nobody playing on the ball field. Maybe it's too early or too late. I don't know. I don't see a school around here, so I'm not sure if that's associated with that or if it's just a public ballpark. But I do know that our minor league team is starting their workouts this week, and we're going to start having home games, and it'll be great. So I'm probably planning to head out with some friends pretty soon to start the season. Love baseball. Yeah, I love when these ducks just come right up and stand right in front of you and don't fly away or walk away. And then there's a bunch of ducks out on the lake that are kind of just wandering around like you see in those old naval battles where they had cannons and they had to maneuver the ships so that you had the advantage, and that's kind of what they look like running around out there. Not green everywhere, but there's plenty of green going on here. It's April and it was freezing this morning. So how do I move that calorie intake? I really don't know. I don't know if I can try to, the only thing I can think of is to just try to continually increase it and see what I can get away with. I do need to lose some weight, so I'm kind of gonna err on that side. But I am aiming for that 204, not to go below that or above it, ideally. Probably won't be too upset with a difference of 5 pounds or more, or less. Anyway, that's my plan. Next week, I have another appointment with the dietitian. And some nice purple flowering plants. Not sure what kind of tree that is, but it's got some purple flowers on it. Seeing quite a few of those. And the sun is just catching everything. All right, I don't know where the 0 point was, but I'm just passing the 0.9, actually 0.09. So it looks like it's coming up right here. And this is an intersection with the Razorback Greenway. So I'm now off of that onto the Lake Fayetteville Trail. So when I visit with the dietitian, then maybe I'll come up with a better strategy. She's obviously dealt with this type of thing before. She showed me a picture of a guy who must have been 400 pounds or something like that, and lost quite a bit of it and was really having trouble. You know, I want you to know this metabolism thing is a serious thing, and it's not just lack of motivation. It's not that we lose our nerve necessarily. That can happen, but if you're still trying to eat healthy, you can't eat enough to sustain yourself without gaining weight. It does happen. I suppose it's appropriate I'm talking about a dietitian for the VA Move program while I'm walking through Veterans Park. She's certainly given me ideas for all kinds of good things to eat to get more protein, less fat, and still get all the nutrients that I need. And I haven't been doing all of that, but I have been working on it, and I definitely did perfectly the oatmeal thing. I'm eating that almost every day. Today was kind of an exception. There are no markers in Veterans Park as far as mile markers go, and it's probably at least a quarter mile, so we'll see. So I looked up some ways to increase my metabolism, and I may need to do a fever fact on this or something and put a nice blog entry in there. But just off the top of my head, green tea and oolong tea, of course caffeine, spicy foods. Going on my original calculations, and I'm going to 4 3/4 mark. Starting to hear more rustling in the woods. It's like the formerly hibernating creatures or critters are coming out to play. Muscle, of course, increases your metabolism. Muscle burns more fat than fat. Burns more calories than fat. To sustain muscle mass takes more calories than fat. And the site that I went to actually had numbers on this. How many calories it takes to sustain muscle mass. Howdy.
Just have a dry day.
Oh, it's beautiful.
Yeah.
And I'm doing something about that. May not be doing all I can. I haven't joined a gym yet. Maybe I should do that. You know, and I got those dumbbells, which I can't lift with my feet. This isn't mission difficult, and it's not even mission impossible. Coming up on another field, kind of like the one I took a picture of the other day. This is on the other side of the lake, although we are getting closer to meeting over here. Howdy. And this sign says park boundary. Private property beyond this sign. So the field is private property apparently. And I'm looking through the trees and I can see the lake, but it's about 100 yards away. So I'm thinking this whole trail just kind of winds next to this property around the whole backside of the lake here. Strangely enough, I don't think I've actually been this far. I think all the longer workouts that I did were from You know what? I probably did go this far when I did that 1 mile run in episode 21 when I thought it was half a mile. That was a long workout that day. And there's hay bales, the round kind of hay bales on the right here. But yeah, I remember this. I was cruising along here about to die. Turned around and I think this is where I started walking. And now that we've turned around and are doubling back, I suppose it's appropriate to start talking about the second topic for today, which is inversion. Now, I talked a little bit about this after my trip to the doctor. I provided a picture there. The picture he drew to show me what was happening with my back. Well, yesterday I received a huge box. It was from Teeter, though, which is a company that makes inversion tables. I actually tried it out last night. Pretty interesting feeling. And I can't say really that I've ever felt anything quite like it. Once you get inverted, and it's kind of an interesting sort of graceful process. You're standing and then you just sort of slowly raise your arm and straighten out your legs. Well, that's the first roller blader I've seen, or inline skater, if you want to use that term. I used to love to do that. Actually, I like the four-wheel drive kind. Back when I was living in San Diego, they had a trail like this, but of course in San Diego they just have beaches, so it was right along the beach. So yeah, you straighten out your legs and you slowly move one arm over your head, and as your weight shifts to the other side, the bed or table just sort of switches to the other side. It's like a teeter-totter, which is ironic because the founder's last name is Teeter. And the doctor said about 15 minutes you do this, but you know, just starting out, so I didn't time it, but I probably stayed in that position for about 5 minutes. Should have been 20%, but it didn't really feel like 20%. It felt more like 60 degrees. I say percent, but it's degrees. 90 degrees is fully inverted, and you're just hanging there. And then, if you're so inclined, you can do sit-ups and other exercises like that from the completely inverted position. So that's inversion, and the guidance is to do it several times a day with short sessions and not just a long session. And it's supposed to help you. There's not much I can do while I'm hanging upside down. I suppose I could hold a book. I have to allow extra time for that. I could listen to a podcast, such as Running a Fever, which I could find at runningafever.com, iTunes, Apple Podcasts, Google Play Music, Stitcher, and all the other wonderful podcast catching applications. Hello. And of course, I'm hoping that that will speed my recovery so I can do some more things. And according to the founder, who appears on the instructional video that comes with the device, you should really continue it and not just stop when you're pain-free. He said that he, had some back problems. That's kind of what led to his discovery, or wasn't really a discovery. Inversion was already out there. It was just different. You ever seen the movie Batman with Michael Keaton? You'll see him at one point wearing a pair of inversion boots hanging upside down, like a bat. And that's what they had, and it was difficult honestly, I can't imagine how you get in that position without being a gymnast. And so the inversion table is actually a great idea to allow us non-gymnasts the opportunity to get the benefits of inversion. So I'm feeling some pain in both my shoulder blades right now. Did take a couple of Advil.
Hello.
Howdy.
The head. Absolutely.
Yeah, about 1 o'clock. Yeah, 0.09. I don't know where I'm guessing that intersection is where the trail begins and ends, which is the 0, and maybe it's 5.5. Can't believe after months of walking this trail, I still don't know how long it is. Memory like a sieve. But it makes things interesting, doesn't it? Every day is new when you can't remember anything. Every day is new. Birds here. Ground is still kind of muddy in places. So as you can hear, there's some kids heading for the playground. A lot of people apparently come to Veterans Park and just park their cars and sit in them, even on a nice day like today.
Good motivators get into shape.
Yeah. I think I actually know that woman. Didn't recognize her immediately, and she obviously didn't recognize me either. And her dogs were keeping her in shape because they run along and she runs behind them. Still lots of water coming over the spillway. All the rains, I'm sure. Can't really tell if the lake is up. I just don't pay that much attention to it, but it certainly levels out here and spills over. So the plan for today, and the reason I was commenting on the grass and the mud was, I haven't really had a chance to do my required lawn maintenance. Cut the grass once this year. And we've just had today, and yesterday wasn't bad either. I don't think it rained much, if at all, yesterday. So today I'm planning to do that. Got out of work early. So I stayed late yesterday. And hoping to get my workout in. Take some pictures of ducks, get the yard done, and still have time to get to my evening appointment this evening. These ducks are beautiful, and they're just not scared. Not afraid of a big human thing. Yeah, I don't think it's this muddy at my house. I'll have to look, but pretty sure I can get some mowing done today. So thanks for joining me today on my walk around beautiful Lake Fayetteville on a wonderful spring day. Really good to have a nice day and get out. We're another 2 miles in 2 mile week, and we had fun talking about inversion and my little victory, hoping for another victory tomorrow. So keep the fever. I will talk to you next time.
This is the Padua Podcast Network. PaduaMedia.com.